As President Ronald Reagan said, since the American founding, we've been a people with a government, not the other way around. Now comes the Pelosi plan for a government takeover of health care. It's a freight train of runaway federal spending, bloated bureaucracy, mandates, and higher taxes. If the liberals in Washington have their way, they'll forever change the relationship between the government and we the people. If the Pelosi plan for a government takeover of health care passes, we'll each become dependent on the political class in Washington for the provision of services of the most urgent and personal nature. Illness, our own or more importantly, the illness of a parent or a spouse or a child, has the capacity to suspend our priorities. What was important before the crisis grows dim in the harsh light of disease affecting a loved one. The Pelosi health care plan targets us when we're most vulnerable. The Pelosi health care plan makes us dependent on the state at the most urgent moment in the life of our family. Their hope, that little by little we'll yield our freedoms and our resources to the ever-growing appetite of the federal government. After years of runaway federal spending, borrowing, bailouts, and takeovers, it's easy to give way to despair. But I assure you, there's a remnant that still cherishes freedom, personal responsibility, and limited government all across this land. I've seen it in the faces of ordinary Americans who've traveled to rallies, town halls, and tea parties. I've read it in my mail. I've heard it from friends and neighbors who've lost their jobs, but not lost their faith in America. The time has come for those who still cherish our ideals, the ideals of our founding, life and liberty, the pursuit of the American dream, to arise. Wherever you are, whoever you are, let your voice be heard. Republicans in Congress who are standing in the gap cannot do this alone. I often tell my colleagues that a minority in Congress, plus the American people, equals a majority. We the people have the power to stop out-of-control spending at the federal level. We the people have the power to stop the Pelosi health care plan in its effort to take over 1/6 of the American economy. And we the people have the ability to protect the finest health care system this world has ever known and demand real health care reform that'll reduce the cost of health care without growing government. I appeal to you not as Republicans or Democrats, liberals or conservatives, but as Americans. You cherish freedom. You fear the crushing weight of big government and debt that Congress and this administration is leaving to our posterity. And you still believe that the strength of this nation is in the character and courage and ingenuity of the American people, and not the politicians and the bureaucrats. This is your moment. Now is your time. Let your voice be heard.